Good morning, brothers and sisters. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our mother Kundalini, and put bandhan. Shri Ganesh Mantra. Let us listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
Today I told you about Kundalini, and that Kundalini is the pure desire within us. That manifests or is awakened to give us our self-realization. Means the desire is only fulfilled when you get your self-realization. Otherwise, it is not manifested. It is just dormant. It is still residual. It has created the whole within us. But until and unless you get self-realization, unless and until you become one with your spirit, you have not achieved the manifestation of this power, which will go on making you run and run and run, thinking that you have not yet achieved or you have not found out your way. It will be there all the time, sleeping, but giving you a feeling of vacuum. So this power was too late to manifest. But when it manifests, what's it? What happened? Why let it be? Let it be done. Come. What happened? Come. What happened? Huh? Alright? Good. Now one has to keep quiet, alright? Then this power has got certain qualities. The first quality it has got, this is urdhva, means it goes against the gravity. It goes against the gravity. See, a thing rises. It doesn't go down. So, a person has to be aspiring by nature. If a person is not aspiring type, the Kundalini doesn't rise. Because like, you see, when food passes down our stomach, it presses the sides of the intestines. By that, these movements of going down takes place. You see my point? So when the Kundalini starts and starts pressing on the sides of the chakra, she creates a feeling of throwing it higher and higher. So the chakras bounce it upward. All the heavy things all go down. But the Kundalini rises higher and higher and higher because it is like fire. Fire never burns downward. It always burns upward. She looks also like fire. And she has the capacity of fire. The fire has a capacity to purify and to burn off whatever can be burnt off. It purifies the things which it cannot burn and burns off the things which are inflammable, which can be burnt off. Come now, come. So the quality of fire that exists in the Kundalini burns off whatever is useless. Like in our house, we find all the useless things and we take them in the garden and burn them. Finished. Once for all, they are finished. So when the Kundalini rises, she also burns off all useless things. All your useless desires, your useless ideas of action, all sorts of useless accumulation of feelings and egos and every sort of a nonsensical thing that is in between. Everything is burnt off because they can be burnt. They are not eternal by nature. They are not eternal by nature. They are temporarily there. All that is temporary, she burns off. And that's how she enlightens the spirit. Because spirit cannot be burned by anything. But this burning is so beautiful that it burns off all that is bad, stagnating, all that is polluting, all that is a disease, and cools down the system. It is very interesting to see how this power of fire becomes a cool breeze. But in the science also you find that electricity can give you hot breeze or cool breeze. You can transform from one to another. But there is no ultimate for these things. They are always reversible. Supposing something becomes a magnetism, you can always convert into electricity. Electricity can always be converted into magnetism. But Kundalini is such a thing that once she burns out everything that is there, that's how you get heat. because she's burning. But once she cools down and becomes cool, then she is not reversible. That's why it is a living process. Living process is never reversible. All dead processes can be reversible. But anything that is reversible, now supposing you are grown up, you cannot become a little baby. Whatever you may try. You may have any number of operations, you cannot become a Now you are grown up. Now you are modern, overdeveloped. You may try anything to become a primitive person, you cannot. You just cannot. Whatever you may try, that will be all very artificial. You may just feel that you have become primitive by wearing some sort of a dress, by feeling that, oh, now there's no modernism in us and now we have become very, very subdued. Nothing like that. It is curable but not reversible. But it's a living process. So Kundalini within us expedites the living process within us of our evolution. So the power of Kundalini is to purify. She purifies us like fire. She doesn't purify us like water. Surprising. She doesn't purify us like water. Now water, what does the water do? Water never burns offense. But it dissolves certain things. It can take in something within itself. See? It can contain some of the dirt within itself. Supposing you put a color in the water, it assumes the color. But Kundalini does not assume the color. She burns her. Do you follow my point? So if you have anything wrong within you, she'll burn it off. But she'll not absorb, she's pure. She cannot absorb those things into her that will pollute her. She cannot be polluted. This quality of fire, say for example, if you put fire, gold in fire, silver in fire, you can purify it. The pure form comes. That's how you know. But if you put gold and fire in water, nothing will happen. At the most, you can wash them from outside. But in and out, you cannot do it. So outwardly, you can do with other things. But with Kundalini, you do in and out. The face also looks beautiful, as if some glazing has taken place on the face. A new, bright face. It's not sallow, neither it is horribly burning, nor is it pale and ugly looking, but it becomes radiant, radiance. That's what Kundalini gives you. It looks also as if a molten iron. Have you seen molten iron? Pillar of, supposing you take a pillar of iron and heat it to a point where it starts showing, you see, copper, every color in it. Copperish and all sorts of color you see. See, golden, copperish and all that. You see, like a furnace. But very silent. Very silent. It works out. Now the sound of Kundalini, I have told you in one of my lectures, how it creates sound. For example, at Vishuddhi, it creates the sound of all the vowels that are in Sanskrit language. The English vowels are very few. Sanskrit language are a, I, u, ruru, lulu, ai, o, ah. These are the sounds that Vishuddhi becomes. She creates sounds on all the chakras. But when she comes to Navi, it becomes the Vani. Vani means information, coded information. That's the nearest. Coded information. First it is the Paravani, which you don't hear. When it rises from the Kundalini point, means Muladhara Chakra, and Muladhara, then it is not heard. There is no sound. Then it comes to the stomach, the Paravani starts. Then it comes into the center, where in the heart, always you hear it, Madhyama, where you can hear it, just like heart, properly. With the stethoscope you can hear it. Then it comes to Shuddhi, it becomes a witness, means Pashyanti, the one who sees. You might have noticed yourself when you are caught up in Shuddhi, you feel the thing going on here. But here she sees. Then this sound, which is the sound with which we speak, when it comes to the throat, it becomes Vaikhari, it says. This is even before the Kundalini is there, the Vani, the coded information, the language, which is first only coded, becomes decoded here. It's called Vaikhari, it talks. But after realization, the Kundalini enlightens the Vani, as it enlightens everything else. Because of that enlightenment, your mantras become enlightened. And that's how, when you say a mantra, it is effective. It's lighted. Before this, any mantra said has no meaning. It's just ordinary Vani, just like any ordinary thing. So it is called as the mantra which is Jagrut, awakened. So a mantra which is Jagrut cannot be created out of a mantra which is not enlightened. Like if you have, say, an earthen pot or an earthen thing like this, or this one as it is, and you have all the oil and everything there, still it won't give light till it is enlightened. In the same way, the mantra is nothing, it's just a dead pot. Unless and until it is enlightened by Kundalini, it is from ordinary Vani, which cannot give you enlightenment, and which cannot give enlightenment to the mantras. And that's why these mantras have no meaning at all. A person whose spirit is enlightened and his Vani is enlightened, such a person, whatever he says comes true. Whatever he asks for happens. Even before he says something, the desire within us, which is the Paravani, which is the coded information of the desire you have, becomes enlightened. And that's how you get the result. Suddenly you get something, you said, oh, I have struck the jackpot. And mother has done it. That's how it works. The whole system works out this way of Kundalini. So this pure Kundalini creates purity. Without the purity, we cannot see anything that is impure. Say my hands are not clean, I can't see the light. Anything that is dirty, you cannot see the real picture of it. You cannot see the reality if it is not being purified. But even if it is superficially purified or artificially painted, still you can always say that it is artificially painted and you cannot see the beauty of this one because this is done from outside. But Kundalini burns off it, bhasmasat, makes everything into ashes. And whatever remains is the pure gold of the spirit within us. That's why when people try to raise the Kundalini by wrong methods, she shows her temper. Actually, she never gets angry. If Kundalini gets angry, such a person can never exist. Impossible. That doesn't happen normally. But it is Sri Ganesha, which is the deity of Sri Kundalini, gets angry. And he creates this problem of heat. Because she is fire. And he is the deity. So the fire of this Kundalini works out in such a manner that your sympathetic nervous gets excited with heat. And one may get even blisters and things if you try any tricks with Kundalini. Any unholy behavior. The Urdhvagati of Kundalini, the rising of the Kundalini, is its nature. But when she goes and touches the Sahasrara, that is an important point. If she does not touch the Sahasrara, then the grace doesn't fall in. And the grace has to come in within us on our both sides of the Ida and Pingala Nadi. That's how you feel relaxed. Now, how important it is for us to preserve our being before coming to realization. To preserve it as it is. But we do not preserve, we make mistakes. Kundalini is not forgiveness. She does not forgive. She is not the one who can forgive because her nature is not like the fire. She cannot forgive. Only the spirit can forgive. Only the Atma can forgive because she is the one who indicates all your problems. She is the one who cleanses you. She has to cleanse you. If she starts forgiving you, your dirt will be left there. As we do, she will clean, oh, it cannot be clean, leave it alone. She is not like that. If it is not clean, she will burn. Cancer is the cause of neglect of Kundalini awakening. Unless and until Kundalini is awakened, you cannot cure cancer of any kind. So if somebody, say as Anna's mother was, she might be a relation and she was a good lady. She also tried to take vibrations and all that. She was quite aged. Maybe she might be also a seeker. But it acts best on seekers because the Kundalini has to be awakened. And she will not be awakened unless and until you have aspirations. And if you have no aspirations, if you just try to get it for your curing, you might get cured by an awakening. But it's a very forced action. It's not so natural. There's no suction about it. We can say like that. Supposing in this room we light fire, there is no oxygen, it won't light. So we have to have that oxygen within us of our aspirations. If that atmosphere doesn't exist, the Kundalini takes time to rise. Unless and until you are realized, you cannot keep Kundalini up there. You may just touch it, go down. Again you touch it, go down. Again you touch it, go down. So as a result of this, some people start feeling the guilt. Why should I have done this? I should not have done that and all that. But after realization, this guilt is a big problem. Even before realization, I find it is. Because guilt is an escape where all the things are accumulated, which have to be burnt out. See, all things accumulate on the side, very nicely stowed away, you see, kept there nicely. So they do not face the Kundalini and get burnt. And that's how the left side of a person goes on recurring all the time through these 2 points of left navi and left Vishuddhi. Allow the Kundalini to burn it off. Just put this to the fire. And when you put this to fire of Kundalini, it will burn off completely. Don't build up any kind of guilt. At least after realization. Before realization, of course, one has to worry a little. But even telling all this, it is convenient to feel guilty. You avoid all problems by feeling guilty. Oh, I should not have done. I am sorry. English language. Very simple. I am sorry. I should not have done. I am sorry. I tell you, I have done a mistake. All right. But you do not say like this, that all right, I am sorry, forget it. That should be added. You see, when you say somebody, I am sorry, to somebody, he says, Allah, forget it. The other person also should say within you, that forget it. If you do not try that thing, you see, this is very nicely accumulated here, all the time. And this feeling guilty is a very convenient method of escaping the truth. You see, showing that you are very frightened, you are very upset, this and that. And just storing up the whole thing up here in the left vision. How will you progress? You cannot progress. With this idea that you are guilty, even if you are, what are you going to do about it? Want to go to jail? Take 2 running jumps and go there. I would say like that. Why come to Sajo? Just go to hell. You can go very fast. There's no need. But if you are to be saved, accept that you are saved. And do not build up these left visual problems. It's a bit too much now. I think it's high time that we should burn. Burn all these things.
Mahamantras.
Mahakali Triguna साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Thank you, Shri Mataji, for this beautiful collective morning meditation. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan.